Day weekend in full swing now, and for the second day in a row, the waves on the lake shore are too. Look at that. Lots of thrill seekers and tourists braving the conditions to check them out. Many of them keeping a safe distance, but some were taking the risk of jumping in. Tonight we know of at least one tragedy out on the lake. The search called off for a swimmer who didn't make it out. Fox 17's Janice Allen just back with GrandHaven with more on these conditions. Janice.
Well, Lindsay, it's something that you really don't see this time of year. The beach practically empty, but once you get out there, it's really not a surprise. Conditions out on the water's still pretty bad, but they were definitely a sight to see. The choppy waters didn't seem to bother the seagulls. A lot of people, though, chose to stay away from the beach at GrandHaven. Most of the ones who didn't, thrill seekers like Seth Hamming.
We can't resist hit some waves today.
They saw an opportunity. Boogie boarding, surfing, even jet skiing.
Lake Michigan doesn't get choppy like this very often, so it's kind of nice to have it where we can actually do some really good body surfing. And you see a lot of surfboards out here. You don't get that very much on Lake Michigan.
Waves crashing in, rising above 10 feet, had the red flags flying again today, but you can see not a lot of people paying attention to them. Down in Berrien County, 3 guys from Illinois hit the water last night. Only 2 made it out alive. After searching through the night, the Coast Guard called off the search this afternoon. That third swimmer, a 26-year-old Chicago man, believed to have drowned. Back out at GrandHaven, the Coast Guard saying last night's storms shook some boats loose, otherwise no close calls. The gale advisory's been lifted, but the waves are still dangerous and big. You can see the pier staying open despite those huge waves, but if you're brave enough to take a walk out here, you gotta be ready to get wet. Tourists wanting pictures and the chance to get up close got pretty soaked.
We were on our way back and all of a sudden splash and covered in water.
Not quite the Labor Day weekend most were looking forward to, but still a good day to fly a kite, get married, or like this rock says, just live it up.
Mark this day down that you actually don't see the beach in GrandHaven having people on the beach on Labor Day weekend. I mean, this has got to be one of the first ones in years that people aren't out here on the beach.
And believe it or not, the Coast Guard says things have actually been pretty quiet in our area considering everything. But out near Traverse City, 2 kayakers actually had to be rescued by a Coast Guard helicopter today. And those dangerous waves had the SS Badger calling off service again for the second day in a row, Lindsay.
Well, looking at those waves, I'm not surprised. Like you said, I'm surprised we haven't seen more.
I can't believe the people that went out there in that water,
I know.
Lindsay.
It was crazy. All right, thanks a lot, Janice.